Silakan.
A very good morning to respected students from all different programs. We are gathered here to have a very special workshop to prepare yourself for the next internship and also to be ready for the real work environment. I would like to welcome our respected Chief Executive Officer of MAHSA Avenue International College, Ms. Michelle Hong, respective staff of MAIC, students for the final year, and also our distinguished speaker for today, a very well experienced and expertise in the areas of coaching and also internship, Ms. Jess Low from Job Majestic, founder and chief executive officer. So today, students, you will be exposing and also experiencing a very interesting workshop, all right, to ready yourself for the internship coming in August 2022. So we are going to talk for fantasy versus reality, how to prepare for work. All right, so what we will cover for today's workshop is regarding professional attire, things to bring during your interview and prepare yourself for the work, how to prepare for first day of work, and how to impress your future employees. This is how you see yourself towards preparing yourself for the professional work environment. So after the workshop, okay, we will be having here a question and answer session. So please ask any questions. At least you will have some pictures or answers on how you can prepare yourself. And then you will be going for the mock interview at level 3. And also we'll be having some job review and introduction from our expertise panels. And then we'll be having the ending session. So feel free to ask questions and please take note on important things that you may want to know on how to prepare yourself. But before I welcome our respected guest speaker, I would like to brief Ms. Jess Low, involved in multilingual talent recruitment, which she has been involved in many and various recruitment activities. And also she is a serial entrepreneur with 10 years in the people business as well as international career coach. Okay, without further ado, let's give a hand of applause to welcome Ms. Jess Low.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction. Yeah, I think this is much better. Alright guys, very good morning and it's very good to see you guys again, and I think this is the second time I'm here in MAIC, and I was here in January if I'm not mistaken. And also thank you so much for Michelle and also MAIC for having me today to share with you all about this career related content. So I promise this will be quick, yeah, and then I hope that you guys can learn a little bit things from today's workshop because that's the objective of today, right? So yeah, I think Ed, can you help me to play the slides? Okay, so today's topics we are going to talk is like fantasy versus reality. So I found that this topic is pretty interesting. And to be honest, this topic is not actually chosen by me. Actually, it's actually given by MAIC. And then I found this is pretty interesting topic, fantasy versus reality. Just not like the Miss introduced about me, right? I've actually been in recruitment industry for quite some years, and throughout my career as a recruiter, I have a lot of students, fresh grads, or even executives. They always come to me and say that they're pretty lost. Okay, and probably maybe they will just tell me that they are stuck in their career, or they've been working for years in a company. But still, they cannot climb to the ladder, or they don't know what they need to do, and they don't know what's their interest. They lose their passion, things like that. So I think getting lost in career, or getting depressed in workplace, it's getting more and more common. And I found that one of the reasons why so many people are getting lost about their career is because their expectations are not met. So this is why we're going to cover this topic today, fantasy versus reality. It's like a lot of people always have a lot of expectations when they need to report to a new job, especially for you guys. I mean, you guys are going to graduate. So I can actually picture myself back to the student myself during your age. I was excited during that time because I'm going to step out to society. But at the same time, I'm pretty nervous because there are so much uncertainties that we are going to face, right? And never mind, it's okay. So I'm going to share with you what are the fantasies, or I call it expectations actually, are the most common expectations that most job seekers or working adults will face in the workplace and the realities. So when you know about the reality, then you will know how to make your expectations align with the reality. Okay, so I think I wouldn't need to explain further about myself because just now I think the MC already introduced me to you guys. So basically, I'm the founder of Job Majestic and also JV Management. Job Majestic is a hiring platform. You can actually search www.jobmajestic.com if you are looking for internship or part-time jobs or any job opportunities. You can just go to visit our website. And then JV Management is a licensed recruitment agencies where our clientele are mainly startups, FMCG, healthcare industry, or hotels, if I'm not mistaken. So if you are interested or if you are planning to look for internship jobs, right, perhaps after this workshop, you can actually send me your resume and then I will get my colleagues to match with you if there's any opportunities come across, right? So before I start my workshops, right, I want to ask how many of you it's reporting to a new company soon? Means that you already have offer on hand. Is there anybody else? Could you raise your hand? No. How many of you are going to graduate soon or planning to look for an internship job? Are you? All right. So these are okay. You are going to look for internship jobs. Okay, that's cool. So we will later on have a mock interview sessions after this. So after this, we will try to prep yourself some interview skills so that you can nail well during the interview sessions. And probably, if we feel that your personality is really good and the skill set is really good, probably we can actually connect you with some of our potential employers. Okay, the common expectations. So actually, there are a lot of expectations, or maybe you guys will call like fantasies, but I call expectations. There are too many actually. There are too many expectations out there, like job seekers always have. But I just summarized to five key expectations today. I mean, just five, which I think is pretty common, yeah, based on my experience. Expectation number one, it's full support and guidance from supervisor. From time to time, our companies is looking for interns as well. And I always found that interns, when they come to the company, they will expect that the supervisor or the boss will actually give them full guidance, will actually tell them what to do from A to Z. But that's not the thing. So the reality is not the thing. So I hope you guys can differentiate the difference between campus and work life. Because today, when you step out of this campus, you are no longer a student. You are getting salary. You are getting paid. Unless you are telling me that, oh, I work for free now, then okay, then people can actually guide you from A to Z. But you are getting salary, isn't it? So when you are getting paid, to be very honest, and the reality might be harsh, but might be true, like people actually has no obligations to tell you everything. So being proactive is extremely important in workplace. So you got to be proactive. Ask if you don't know, don't assume. Because this is the thing that I always tell my team, I always tell the interns, if you do not know, please ask. Because nobody will have the obligations to guide you automatically. But you will be surprised. I'm going to tell you this is like, based on my experience, there are too many interns out there. Even from my client side, this is the feedback that I hear. Most of the interns, when they go to the office, day one, right, they're very scared. And they just sit there and yum yum saja, like just do their things. But that's not the way. You got to like break the ice with your colleagues, or you need to ask. Because for me, it's simple. If you ask questions, means that you are showing your interest. If you don't ask anything, you tak ada rasa apa, right? So you just do whatever you're doing. Then how are you going to get notice from the employers? Correct? If let's say the employers want to pay you higher salary or they want to transform you into their full-timers or so, you got to perform, right? So that's why being proactive is important. The fantasy of most of the interns out there, they were getting full support and guidance from the supervisor, it's not there. Yeah. If yes, you must be super lucky. You must be super blessed. Yeah. If not, self-learning ability is extremely important. Self-learning ability. Yeah, because there are a lot of things that we couldn't learn during university days. We couldn't learn. We can only learn things like, for example, like writing a proposal, creating a proposal, talking to clients. These kind of things we can only experience it in our work life. So that's why self-learning ability is extremely important. I'm going to tell you that, right? In my company, some of my team, actually they are from, let's say they are from psychology background, but they are very creative. And their self-learning ability is super duper good. And then 2 years later on, they transform into different other roles, like become digital marketing. Because this kind of skill sets, right, it's very hard to learn completely during university days. That's why they have this self-learning ability. Sometimes I feel that self-learning abilities is even more important than the academic result in university. Okay, so now let's go to the common expectations number 2. Will be promoted after a year of working. You know, when I see you guys, right, I recall back my university days. I used to be like this Asian girls, and then I feel that young people nowadays, right, they are very, not to say, in generally, they could be a little bit impatient. Probably because of the social media. Like, I have a lot of young people or fresh grads always come to me and say, look, Jess, I'm very stressed because you know what? I just graduated and I see my friends, all they are driving big cars. They're earning higher salary than me. So they are very, very stressed. So it's based on peer pressure. So that's why a lot of young people, probably because they are influenced by social media, they want to be successful fast. So they always have this fantasy. After a year of working in the company, I must get promoted lah. But is that true? No, actually it's not. I'm going to share with you, right, along my journey, throughout my journey as a recruiter, I actually saw a lot of people out there that have been working for years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years in the same company or same industry, but they're going nowhere. They remain the same position. They're getting the same sort of salaries. So the myth, a lot of people will have this myth. There were things that I've been working so many years already in a company, means I'm very senior, so I must, the company should actually promote me. But that's not the truth. Maybe I'll share with you one story last time. So when I was 20s plus, I'm working in a marketing agency. So my boss that time asked me, he said, hey Jess, can you help me to look for a marketing assistant or a marketing executive? Then I said, okay boss, I'm going to look for you for this marketing executive. So you want this marketing executive to be experienced girl or fresh grad is acceptable? Then my boss laughed. He said, Jess, what is experience? Can you define what is experience? And I was like, experience. Experience means this person, has quite some years working in the company, that's why called experience. Then my boss laughed. And he said, no, I don't believe such thing. Because being experienced and so-called experience, it could mean that this person is just doing things repeatedly for years. So it doesn't mean that you're experienced. And from that day, I kind of like switched my perceptions to this. So working years in a company doesn't mean that you are experienced enough, doesn't mean that you will get promoted. Yeah. But later on, I will share with you what are the traits that people actually get promoted in the workplace. Okay? Because if I'm going to share with you how to get promoted or how to climb the ladder in the company, right? I think these sessions wouldn't be enough. Okay, let's go to expectation number 3. Gel well with your colleagues. So, imagine now you're planning to look for internship opportunities, right? So I think you might have this idea that would I have a bunch of lovely colleagues? Can I actually gel well with my colleagues or supervisors? You have this mindset. All right, I would say that if you can have a bunch of lovely colleagues, it's really a blessing. Okay, because you see, once we step up from the university, we are going to work, right? We are stepping into the work life. If you imagine, sometimes we can even spend more time in the office than our house. Survey shows that we often spend more than 1/3 of our time in office. So can you imagine, if you're not happy in the workplace, if you cannot gel well with the colleagues or your supervisor, oh gosh, the feeling is horrible. Like every day you wake up there, it's like a zombie and then you just go to work, for the purpose of getting the paycheck every month. But that's not the meaning of life, isn't it? So I would like to say that if you want to be successful or if you want to be happy in the workplace, you've got to learn how to interact with people, how to be friends with your colleagues. But there are also some people that really or their memang cannot gel well with their colleagues. Well, that's fine. That is fine. Because you know what? What is the purpose of working? What is the purpose of working? Can anybody raise their hand and answer me this question? Why do we need to work? Why do we need to work? Okay, thank you so much for your answer. She said that because she wants to gain some experience. I want to ask another one. Can you guys don't be shy now, okay? Because you have to ask yourself, you are graduated soon now, why we need to work? Why? Or why do we need to work so hard? Why? What is the ultimate goal of working so hard? I want you to answer.
Just answer saja. Why? Why do you need to work so hard? Why?
For me,
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for the wonderful answer because the money. Yeah, that's the answer. We work so hard because we want to make a better living. Kan? We want to treat our parents in a way that we want to treat. We want to buy a house, we want to buy a car or something. Correct or not? So this is the ultimate goal of working. Thank you so much for the answer. So please remember, the purpose of work is to make a better living of our life. So when you go to the office, making friends, is that your priority? No. If your purpose is to make a better living of your life, you got to think, how can I perform the best in the workplace so that I can get promoted, so that I can have a pay raise, correct or not? So unfortunately, if you really cannot gel well with your colleagues, that is fine. Just think the best on how you can perform the best at the workplace. But of course, if you can gel well with your colleagues, it's totally a bonus. Because in this workplace, right, teamwork is the key. Yeah. Imagine one day you become a manager, you still need to manage a team, isn't it? So that's why you still need to learn how to interact with people, how to treat people in a nice way, so that people will give you the same return. Yeah. All right, so let's go to expectation number 4. Work-life balance. Actually, it's work-life balance, a little bit grammatical error here. This is the words I often heard, I swear, I often heard among the fresh grads. As a recruiter, we always have to call candidates every day, and we receive a lot of profiles, and we need to call them out. And one of the common statement that we heard from the fresh grad when we asked them, hey, what do you want, actually, why do you want to choose this company? What do you expect in the workplace? Normally, the fresh grads are no joke. Out of 10 you call, definitely 2 or 3 will answer this. I want work-life balance. Definitely. So I was like very curious. What actually work-life balance is? Does it mean that I finish work at a fixed hours, 6:30 means 6:30 sharp, then I'm going to leave? There's no work-life balance. Let's think what work-life balance is. Because a lot of people want this work-life balance, and I honestly, during my times when I started to work, right, I didn't have this concept in my mind though. Doesn't mean that I'm workaholic, but I just feel that, if I really like my job, right, or if I really love what I am doing, why do I need to separately, completely from the work and the life? Correct or not? So that's why work-life balance is never, I swear I never had this thing in my mind. And today, everybody has handphone, smartphone, right? I mean, if we have smartphone nowadays, how to be completely work-life balance? People will call you sometimes you will receive text, WhatsApp, email, notifications. How are you going to completely ignore it? I mean, it's really, really hard. So instead of thinking what work-life balance is, probably work-life integrations, I think will make more sense. Yeah. So please, if you guys looking for interns, right, when the employer asks you, hey, what do you want now? Why do you choose to work in this company? What do you want in your work life? Please don't answer work-life balance this answer. I mean, you can do that, but the thing is, most of the employers out there might think that you are not a person that can be fully committed at work. Yeah. So work-life balance is. Okay, so this is the last expectations, a change of responsibilities. Okay, so I remember there was one time I conducted something like that, these career workshops in one of the universities in Malaysia in Penang. There was one student asked me such questions. The girl asked me, she said, Jess, I have this letter offer. I'm offered as a marketing executive in this letter offer. But what if after 3 months, my company switched my role to digital marketing or suddenly switch my role to sales? Can that be? Can I, should I talk to the HR? Hey, why you actually switch my role? Something like that. All right, guys. So this is another myth among most of the fresh grads. They're always in this mind. I go to this company as digital marketing, I forever digital marketing one. I graduated from IT. I work as a web developer in this company, then forever I become a web developer one. Company shouldn't change my role. Is that true? Actually, please do not have this myth or expectations in your mind. The reality is, company nowadays, it's changing fast. Look at the pandemic. So many retail companies and so many traditional business, they're going to change in order to survive from retail to online. So they have no choice. They have to switch the employee roles to online sometimes. So if let's say the employees complain, alamak, what changed my roles? I don't like digital marketing. Then how? How the company is going to survive? If company is not doing good, everyone is not doing good. Company is doing good, then you have the chance to get promoted. So you got to understand this. Changing of responsibilities or changing of roles, it's pretty common in workplace, right? So next time when you go and work, do not have such a shock. My roles suddenly change like that. Don't get shocked. If you really think that you are unable to handle the role in a better way, just talk to the HR. Just raise to the concerns with the boss and see what other things that you can contribute better. Okay? Okay, so now we have, you guys already know these 5 common expectations in the workplace. And let's straight to the point that these are the things that we are going to cover. Okay, so this is going to be a quick one because this is about today's topics like how to prepare for the first day of work, things you should do on your first day, professional attire, things to bring for the first day of work, how to work well during your internship, and last but not least, Q&A session. Okay, so imagine now you report to your new company. So this is the first day you're reporting. Can you imagine? Just imagine right now. So this is the first day you go to the office. You don't know anybody else. Okay, you're very scared now. Definitely a bit scared one now. You don't know anybody else, right? So the very important thing is you've got to make friends, lor. Otherwise you'll be very lonely. Correct or not? So how to make friends? How to make friends is you know how to introduce about yourself. Correct or not? But I tell you one thing, to be honest, actually there is not so many people out there that can do self-introductions very well. You may be surprised. When I interview 10 candidates, let's say even executive levels, many of them do not know how to do self-introduction well. For example, when I go to some networking events, I don't know you guys as well, you know. So very often like we will start to introduce each other's, right? When we go to an event and then we'll ask, hey, hi, how are you? Hey, my name is Jess. And very often those people will just say 2 sentences and then they will stop. Oh, my name is Alan. I'm from KL. Stop. Macam mana nak interact further? They're not like that. So knowing how to do a good self-introductions, no matter it's during interview sessions or during a networking event or whatsoever, it is important because we got to know how to interact with people. You want to make friends. So that's why we call elevator pitch, because I always tell my team, I say, whenever you go out, right, whenever you give name card to people, right, don't just stop there. You need to let people remember yourself, right? Then how are you going to do that? To impress people or to make people remember you? That's why I say, knowing how to do a self-introduction in 30 seconds, it's extremely important. How? Okay. So, elevator pitch means a short and persuasive speech, 30 seconds to introduce about yourself. Yeah, for example, if I'm going to introduce myself, I would just say that, oh, I'm Jess, I'm from KL, I've been in recruitment industry for 8 years, I sell people. Yeah, so I always sell talents to my employers. So people will actually quite easily to remember what I do. So for you guys are students, all right? So I mean, for you to report works in a company, what you can say is, my name is Alex. I graduated in MAIC, IT I studied IT. And I used to handle some projects with, let's say, Samsung whatsoever. So you can try to bring up some names or some projects or some interesting things that you have done before, so that people will feel that it's interesting and catchy and want to talk further with you. Instead of just your name, your age, your graduated form, and people cannot find anything to further interacting with you. So this kind of things, right? It takes practice. It takes practice. I do my practice myself as well. So you need to do a lot of self-review. What are the things that you can talk when you meet a stranger? How you can introduce yourself better? Trust me, you wouldn't regret. Once you know how to introduce yourself, you will be very easy. No matter in workplace or in events, it's really, really useful. Okay, so let's show you some example how to do it. Okay, so if you cannot think of any points when doing a self-introduction, so these are some of the points now. You can talk about yourself, your previous jobs, or maybe your major because you are a student right now, or how you start your career, or why you start your career, why you choose this industry, or your expertise, what are the things that you're good at, what's your hobby, what you normally do. So the more things that you talk, right, and then people will have more things to interact with you. So this is a very simple example, but I think this one is more likely suitable during interview session. Yeah, so for example, I was a digital marketing intern at ABC, and then I had handled some projects that are related to beauty products such as SK2, Navier, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes when you're mentioning some names, it's quite useful. people will easily to remember you. So some names lah, some of the projects that you involve lah, or some of the brand names, and how you start your career, or why you start your career. I recently graduated from MAIC, a degree in communications. I worked on the college newspaper as a reporter, as eventually the editor of the art sections. I'm looking for a job to put my skills as a journalist to work. I think this is more to like an interview sessions here. Expertise, and then you can try to relate what are the things that you're good at and what are the things that you normally do for IT or maybe digital marketing. They can say, I'm skilled in SEO and SEM, data analysis, content marketing, and social media marketing, blah, 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 etc. So this is just a brief reference when you need to do your self-introductions during interview sessions. But when you report your work during the first day in the company, just a casual one will do that. Okay, so things you should do during the first day at work are knowing how to do a self-introduction. Try to prep yourself about that. Arrive early, because arrive early is not punctually, arrive early. Because this is the first day, not to say arrive on time. On time is a basic thing, okay? Everybody need to arrive work on time. That's pretty basic, a basic thing. But this is because the first day you on board, I think arrive early, it makes you to adapt yourself better in a new environment. Okay, it allows you to have some time to observe the surrounding areas, so that you wouldn't be so ganjam and so nervous like that. Yeah, so that's why arriving earlier is important, because you got to let yourself familiarize with the environment and with the colleagues. It's extremely useful. Okay. And greet your colleagues. Try not to be arrogant lah. I know sometimes you guys do not mean to be arrogant. You're just like shy like that. But then be friendly, put on a smile, okay, so that people feel that you are approachable. People don't mind, yeah. Even though you guys are wearing masks, but I can feel that you are actually a friendly person or not. Actually, we can feel that. It's the vibes, yeah. Okay, please remember to have lunch. Yeah, with the colleagues during the first day, because it is a very, very good chance for you to interact with people. You know, a lot of times, I found that interns are super shy, like, you know, they go to the office, diam-diam saja makan sendiri. Don't do that. Try to lunch with your colleagues, or they will bring their own food. I know sometimes they want to save some money and then they will bring their own food, but try to spend some time to mix with your colleagues. Yeah, because connection is built through time. Connection is built through effort. Nobody will suddenly become friend with you. Connections is built through helping each other. Then you will have a lot of friends. Okay, and then we'll go to this red flag, things that you shouldn't do, and please don't do. Number one, don't gossip. Don't gossip, don't talk bad about your employers, don't talk bad about your universities, don't talk bad about your lecturers. Don't do that. Always spread positive vibes. Okay? You might feel that this is common sense, don't gossip. But I'm going to tell you, no. That's why you always heard the workplace toxic environments. You always heard that politics, there's so much politics in the office, workplace, especially those MNC or the office that more than, few hundred or thousand employees. Why these things happen? People gossip now. Yeah, talk back to each other. But I tell you, the industry is small. So when you spread something negative, you would never know that this person next to you, whether he's a friend or your competitor, or this person will spread your things to the whole world, and then you are, oh my God. Okay? Remember, only say something positive in the workplace. Do not gossip. All right, professional attire. I think I saw how you guys wear today. It's excellent, good. Yeah, I think you guys will attend the more interview sessions later. I think there shouldn't be a problem. So you absolutely knows what you are wearing. Great. Okay. Give a hand to yourself. The soil is clapping. Thank you. Yeah, but you guys may think that again common sense go to interview must wear formal a bit long. But I'm telling you, and then you switch to the next slide. Yeah, I'm telling you, we do have some candidates here when they go to interview, they do not wear properly, you know. They still have people like this, and they don't know. I used to have one candidate, he wear a t-shirt, jeans, it's short jeans, gaya, slipper if I'm not mistaken, go and interview for a customer service job in quite a big company. Okay, it's a bank. And then the HR call and ask me and say, hey Jess, how come your candidate, wear like that one? Then we ask the candidate, hey, did you actually wear a t-shirt, short pants, go for the interview? And the candidate say, yeah. And I say, why do you actually want to wear like that? And he said, because I think I can look friendly, wear like that. No, guys. So that's the story, lah. You want to be friendly doesn't mean that you want to wear like that. It depends on the industry, though. If let's say you are going to interview in some creative agencies or entertainment industries, events, like maybe you can wear something what I'm wearing today is called smart casual. I'm wearing jeans, but I put on a blazer. So this is smart casual. But if today's you are going to interview at some big corporates, MNCs, what you guys are wearing today is extremely okay. So this is for the ladies. Try not to be too sexy, okay? Yeah, there are some girls that will wear, that's not so proper. And for girls especially, I want you guys to take note because we do not want extra attention in the workplace. We want people only focus on our expertise, not extra attentions. So for ladies, I think knowing how to wear it is pretty important. Yeah. And also when you have the resumes, right? Profile picture is very important, yeah, guys. Please make sure that you have a proper profile picture. Things to bring along. During the first day, you have things to bring lah. I see definitely, I believe everybody will have it. Notebook, pens, laptop. So, because you need to take notes. Okay, this is how to work well during your internship. Okay, I think this is pretty important because just now a lot of people say that they are actually going to seek for internship opportunities, right? So, when you are interns, be humble, it's very important. Yeah, I used to have a student. She worked as an intern in my company. And I think his family is pretty good lah. And then he will act like he knows it all in the company. Okay. So when we provide training for this intern, and then we'll guide him, how to do recruitment, how to filter the resumes, things like that. Everything we assign him to do, he will answer back. Why? Why? I asked him to call the compounds. Why? I asked him to do cold calling. Why? Then this thing happened without my acknowledgement because my colleague was handling during that time. If I notice this case happen in the company, to be very honest, I do not want these persons to be in the company. Yeah, because even today, you are a C-level or you are a managerial level kind of talent, you still need to be humble because nobody is truly wonderful. We all are still learning in a learning process. Not to mention you are just an intern. You're supposed to learn, isn't it? When you go to the company, right? Then why you need to ask why? If I need to tell you everything, say why you need to do that, I sangat not free, right? So be humble. Ask questions. Again, as an intern, especially in the big companies, everyone is very busy. So nobody has these obligations to teach you everything. You need to ask questions. Okay, ask what are the things that you need to do, or you may also ask the expectations directly from your superior, right? Just for example, like I have a very good team of me. They always ask my expectations. They will always ask, Jess, what do you expect us to do for the coming months? Do we need to organize more workshops with universities? Do we need to do more online marketing? How many online marketing activities that you need us to do? Right? Or how many universities you want us to partner with in this year? Look at the questions that my team asked me. It's very specific. What I need to do, how I want them to do, and what are the results that I want to see. You see, the more questions, when you ask your superior and boss, right, the better performance you can showcase, and the better expectations you can align with the supervisor. You see a lot of people in the workplace that been working for years. They always come to me and say, Jess, you know what? I work very hard in the company. I always work OT, extra times. But I'm very sad because I didn't get notice from my employers. They don't see what I'm doing. Then you know what is the problem? The problem is, have you ever thought of the things that you do is not the things that actually expected from the supervisor towards short salary. You think you're hardworking, but the things that you do, is it some things that the supervisor wants you to do? No, it's not. So why don't you ask? Why don't you ask the supervisor or your boss, what are the things that you really need to want to do and what are the difficulties that we want to solve right now? And then you solve the things for the boss and you will get promoted though. Okay? Always ask the expectations. Don't be a baby and spoon feeding. Again, being proactive. Okay, that's our workshop for today. I hope that you guys enjoy these sessions. And if you have any questions about what to prepare during the workplace or something related to career, you can actually raise the questions. Yeah. I will pass this to the
Thank you, Ms. Jess. A very insightful and interesting coverage of the events. So hope that students do take note and focus during the workshop. Okay, we open for question and answer session. Any members of the floor would like to ask any question? Don't be shy. This is the time that you want to ask, regardless of your... Right, raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Okay, Farina? Please mention your name, your program.
Hi, hello, my name is Marina. I'm from Alumni Business. I want to ask, how we have to answer the recruiter if they ask us, how do we see ourselves in 5 years in the company, or how do we see ourselves in
future?
In future, yes, like that.
Okay, this kind of future questions. Yeah, I think this is one of a very good questions. Thank you so much. And this is a very, very common questions that we will be facing during the interview sessions. Like the employer will ask, "Oh, what do you see yourself in 5 years?" So I always tell the job seekers out there, right? There is a reason behind every questions. People don't ask this for fun. For example, when people ask you, "Why do you resign from your previous job?" Actually, they are not interested to know why. They ask this question is because they want to know what is your career planning. So about your passion, what do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Again, the purpose of this question behind is they want to see whether you are a good career planner or not, whether you know how to plan your career or not. So that's the reason they ask. Again, when you know the purpose already, so how to answer this? For me, sometimes when you're in the interview, you might be very nervous, right? You don't know how to answer her. Then for me, what I will do is I will counter back to the interviewer. I will ask the questions. I will ask them back. What about the company? Is the company going to do any expansions coming soon? Is the company going to involve in any further plans? Because I hope that I can contribute your expertise, conclude what you have learned at your from business school or what, right? Because I think that I can contribute what I have learned in my university days in this company, and I hope that I can grow up. I can grow together with the company. So people will feel that you're very serious in your career and you are not mind, you're just like the second day will disappear like that. So you have to again ask the company, is there any further plans that you're planning to develop or something like that? Because my goal is simple. When I work in this company, to be honest, 5 years later, I want to be a leader. I hope that I can have an opportunity to lead a project. I wouldn't just be forever an intern, isn't it? And I hope that I can involve in company's activities and projects, and I hope to see that the company can go to the next level, and I am actually growing together with you. Something like that.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Yes. Raise your hand, please. Aniki. Okay.
Hey, hi, you again.
my name is Andy. I'm diploma in human resource. So I was wondering, usually the intern go to the intern place, right? Uh, can you explain to me that what should we ask for our supervisor? What should do? Just now you
Okay, you want to ask, I guess, you want to ask what kind of questions that you should ask the supervisor so that you don't look stupid. You want to ask something like that, right? You know what kind of question I ask? You ask these questions, would I look stupid or not? So you're hesitating. Should I ask? Should I not do? Then you're struggling. You're struggling in the workplace. Okay. The good questions that you can ask during the workplace is always related to work. Yeah, always related to what are the expectations, what are the tasks that you hope I can complete. Yeah, so always related to the work day. Yeah, if you're unclear, you just ask. Okay, to be honest, don't struggling. You should ask or you shouldn't ask. There is no stupid questions in the world. Remember this. Don't hesitate. There is no stupid question in the world. Just ask. Just ask. Of course, the question is not those rude one. Ask people privacy. Have you married her or what? Of course, not this one, right? But as long as the question is related to work, your objective is just want to get the things done better. There's no stupid question in the world. I'd rather you ask than you just diam saja. I'd rather you to ask. Otherwise, it will happen like what I just said. The person been working years in the company, but still he didn't get notice from employers. It's pretty sad. So ask. Actually, the problem can be solved by just asking. Isn't it? Yeah, ask.
thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, any more questions? I guess we take last question.
Okay, last questions, and then we can proceed to the mock interview, right?
Last question. Don't be shy.
I think no questions. I don't know.
Shy, do you have anything? No? Don't ask your friend, ask Miss Jess, the expert. Alright, so I assume we have no more questions. Alright, so thank you Ms. S for the very insightful and informative coverage of today's workshop. Alright, our next session is the mock interview. So of course I know that, alright, there's something.
Sorry guys, I think I missed out something very important before we proceed to the interview. We have some programs. It's called Majestic Campus Star. If you're interested in making some extra money, you can just let us know. And then we will also introduce you some of the job opportunities right here. So I'm going to pass the mic to my colleague Ray, and then she will just introduce you what is this and also the job opportunities.
Hi, hello, good morning everyone. So I'm the person in charge for the Majestic Campus staff. So what's Majestic Campus staff is for Job Majestic, we're actually a platform. So our platform is actually catering for Gen Z, which is fresh grads like all. So we are looking for ambassador. So for this, right, anyone that is fresh grad, you can actually join for this program. So during this program, you will have a chance whereby you connect with others university students, and then you will have a chance to promote and to learn together. So there are things that you can actually do together with the students. So I think the slide is slack. So anyone also can join. So if let's say you are interested, then you can actually scan for the QR code. Yeah. So you will have a certification of completion after the event. So if let's say you are interested, you can scan the QR code right now. So this is the person in charge, which is Joyce. She will actually help you. And then if let's say you are actually interested for this program. So after the end of the program, you will get two things. First, you will get a simple, I would say, allowance. The second thing is you get a chance to connect with others. Third, you can actually get the certifications. So three together. It will be for a month only now. Okay, so one more thing is, currently we have a job introduction. So we know that some of the students, you are currently looking for internship. So we have actually compiled around like 15 to 20 internship opportunity. So if you are actually looking for intern, please scan this QR code right now. So I will hold this page about like 30 seconds. So you can scan right now. Okay, so or you can take a photo, then you can actually scan it after this workshop. Okay, so this is the job application form. So you just need to fill up your email and your resume. So if you scroll down, there will have a list of internship opportunities. If you are looking for internship, then you can take some jobs that you are interested. We will contact you by Monday. If you are looking for full-time, then we will recommend some jobs to you during a conversation with you on Monday. So that's all from me. So I will pass, this is, if you want to find a job, you can look for our website as well. So I'll pass the mic to the host again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So please scan the QR code. Hopefully, it's your luck. All right. So without further ado, we have discussed on the grouping. So we select the lucky names for the mock interview because it will be done by group. All right. Those names that I call, please go to level 3. Okay, we have 3 rooms. Okay, 3-1, 3-2, and 3-3. All right, those names I call straight away, go to the room and please be ready inside the room, okay? All right, let's call the lucky names. The first group, Rushifa Ain Akma. Once I call your name, please stand up, all right? Rushifa Ain Akma, Farina Nur Melissa, Khadija Nabi, Nur Iza Naziha, Siti Nur Eliana Natasha, Yukawati. Alright, please go to room TR3/1 and wait inside the room.